Orleans Humanist Perspective, presented by the New Orleans Secular Humanist Association, following are a few principles of humanism.
We're committed to the use of science and reason for understanding the universe and for solving human problems. We're skeptical of untested claims of knowledge, but we're open to new ideas.
We are concerned with securing justice and fairness in society and in ending intolerance and discrimination. We are committed to the total separation of religion and government.
We affirm humanism as a realistic alternative to the theologies of despair and the ideologies of violence. We reject the concept of an afterlife and believe in living a full and rewarding life here and now.
We value and respect each individual's right to judge and lead their lives according to their own position, as long as it's respectful of other people living in a free society.
We hope you enjoy today's program and others in the weeks to follow. Howdy, you all. How are you? I'm Harry Greenberger, host for the show. We're going to have some fun today. My guest is Margarita Bergen, and Margarita and I go back a lot of years. She could tell you how many, but I'm not going to. But back in the early days, Margarita was operating her Bergen Gallery on Royal Street. I was with Nahan Galleries on Royal Street, and so we had a lot in common, and we were very much involved in the French Quarter Business Association.
That's right.
Margarita has moved, and her gallery is now called Cassell Bergen Gallery, and you are now on Decatur Street?
That's right. I feel like an urban pioneer because I'm in 1305 Decatur Street, right across from the Mint.
And what sort of art do you represent there?
Well, I always represent the art that is typical of New Orleans. My specialty, it has been graphics, but I do carry originals as well. But you know, in order for me to be able to meet the rent, I had to be very aware of where I am versus on Royal Street and what is attractive. So I find that, number one, that the clientele is younger. So I had to be buying art that is called urban art. That's what they like. So I cater to the needs of them. So if you come to my gallery, you will see New Orleans because that's what I love. Jazz. I have the entire collection of Jazz Festival,
you have always
French
done
Quarter. That's my specialty. And I always try to give the best price possible. And we do framing too.
And you represent a lot of local artists.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's not what we're going to talk about today.
I heard.
Margarita, we want to talk about the New Orleans social scene. And I know that you report, you write, and you do photography on the social events for more than one publication. Where does this appear?
It appears I am addicted to Facebook. It's become my best friend. I mean, I wake up in the morning in my pajamas and I immediately download all the pictures from the night before and I talk to Facebook like they were there. But so you would find that in Facebook on the Margarita Bergen. But I have over 5,000 friends and about 1,300 followers. But I am the associate editor for New Orleans Living magazine.
New Orleans Living
magazine, and then
that's where I see lots of photographs that you take for events that you.
But then I also write a weekly blog that is called A Toast to New Orleans, my adopted city, and it's so much because I talk about where I've been and what I look forward to doing. So
all right. Now, what I want to talk about today are the things that people in the New Orleans area can participate in, can enjoy, and make part of their lives that many of them don't even know are out there. So I'm not going to talk about Mardi Gras or Jazz Fest. I want you to talk about I know that there's not a day goes by that you don't have more than one event that either you have to attend or at least you let people know about it on
That's
your
right.
blog. So I want to talk about the things that people can do that they may not even be aware of. Some of them are free, some of them you pay for. So why don't you just pick it up from there?
Well, I want to tell you, in 2000, I sold Bergen Gallery, the business, and I was living right above it, which is 730 Royal, and I was living above it. So I felt like I was like mother-in-law, watching out for her baby, her son, which in this
okay.
case was the gallery. So I decided to go away. So I picked out, where will I live? Well, the island of Ibiza, Spain, has been labeled as the party capital of the world. So, of course, I wanted to be
You're a
the
party girl.
Of course.
All right.
And I went to Spain and lived in Ibiza. I had the most fabulous flat, they call it, and piso. And right in front of me was the Mediterranean Ocean. And it was so much fun. But I was soaking in the sun and the air of the Mediterranean, but my heart was in New Orleans. And that's when I realized that I miss the symphony, the opera, all the cultural activities that goes on in our city. I mean, there is not a day that we don't have many activities. One, I never forget, I think it was Miss Romy who says, you know, what we do here, what other city does in 1 month, we do it in 1 week or sometimes in 1 day. So to me, is very attractive, the city, because we have so much to offer. For example,
Okay, give us some examples.
this month alone, I'm being invited to the Organ Museum of Southern Art is having the SEER, sipping in seersucker. So I had to have an outfit of seersucker. I love seersucker. I don't look good in it. I haven't found the right sexy dress in seersucker yet. But that's going to be at the Chap of Canal Place. And that is extraordinary. It's a wonderful activity. The next thing that I have is the 10th anniversary of Cork in the Park. And that's going to be, by the way, the seersucker is going to be May 8th. Mm-hmm. This one, Cork in the Park, is going to be the Pavilion of Two Sisters, and that's going to be on May 15. On May 17, we're having the big 404 gala for NOCA, the New Orleans Center for Creative Center, and that's going to be a big, big party on the 17th.
And all of these things that people can go to, they may have to pay something,
Yes.
but they're all open to the public.
Of course.
Okay.
And then right after that, I'm having a big party that I need to go because I've been looking for this weekend for every year. And that is the New Orleans Wine and Food Experience.
Uh-huh.
I'm a gourmet eater and a dedicated consumer of libations. Everybody knows that I love champagne, but I get to taste all these great wines, and that's the weekend of May 24, May 22, I think 23 or 24. Also, we're having a great event for the French American Chamber of Commerce. Is having their annual wine festival at the Canal Place. These are just a few. I mean, in a daily basis, sometimes it's not unusual for me to make it to 3-4 events. And you know what's great? I only go there for half an hour, no more than that. By 9 o'clock, I'm home. Why do I leave? Because number one, I love to eat. So most of the time, they have great food and great drinks. So if I stay longer, I drink.
How much can you eat and drink?
That's right. No, so I remove myself so that the temptation would not be there. As you also know, every month I host the round table luncheon.
I had a note that I wanted to be sure that that's mentioned because that is also open to the public.
That's
they just
right.
Have to call and make a reservation.
It's going to be 10 years. This month we are celebrating our 10th year, and it's going to be very exciting. We move it to the JW Marriott, and what I'm doing now is I'm having like a co-host, and in this case it's Festival. This is a big weekend coming up in June. So we are going to have, they're going to talk about their festivals, and we always have not only speakers, we also have live entertainment. So stay tuned for that, because as you know, you enjoy it and I appreciate it.
All right, and that round table is once a month, every month.
Every month.
And it's a first-class meal and interesting speakers, and some entertainment as well.
Yeah, no, there's always live entertainment, and there's always, the price is $65 per person, but that includes wines too, wine and champagne.
All right, well, Margarita, I went into your blog,
Yeah.
which of course is just for maybe events in the near future, but this blog is a continuous thing. So other than what's happening this month and maybe next month, then your blog will say what's happening in August and September. And anyway, I picked up a few things. Let me just mention some. You have here NOLA Navy Week Seafood Cook-Off at the Spanish Plaza.
I did all of that, yes.
New Orleans Museum of Art will celebrate International Jazz Day. And then a big event that happens every year is the Zoo to Do. What is the Zoo to Do?
Oh my God, I think there was 90 restaurants represented. It is the biggest fundraising for the Audubon Zoo. And let me tell you, I was there last night. It was glorious. The weather, it was magical, because the food, you got all this great food, all this decoration, the perfect setting, the beautiful people. Everybody was wearing gorgeous outfits, especially men in their white seersuckers and white cotton. And the women were very elegant. And the restaurants, they are, representing their best dishes. So I always enjoy meeting these people, saying hello. As a matter of fact, if you go into my Facebook, you will see that I posted about 70 pictures from last night.
Yes.
And I love that. This is like a continuation. This is something that I find that I really love to do. It's capture people. And not only that, but I also love flowers and any kind of beautiful nature episode. And I posed with the flamingos, last night. It was so cute. I was all dressed up, and it was just beautiful.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go through some more of these. Junior League Kitchen Tour.
Yes.
And House Beautiful Kitchen of the Year.
That is this week. That's today, I think.
Right. Now, I've noted some other things that I didn't pick up off your blog.
But I did write about the parade today.
I had it listed here, the Gay Crew Parade.
Yes.
Which is in carriages, and there are 4 or 5 such crews. And they will be throwing,
Yeah, they're going to be passing by my gallery. So if any of you would like to come,
right.
we would be there. And I always have margaritas, and I have bubblies for anybody who stop by my gallery. I have beer, I have everything. Okay. I have a bathroom too, which is always nice. Remember, 1305 Decatur.
You are a genuine hostess.
Oh, I am.
And they call you the hostess with the mostest.
Oh, thank you very much.
And then there's Loyola Jazz Band concert. There are concerts in Lafayette Square.
That's right.
These are things I've just noted. Lafreniere Living Spring Concert Series. And the New Orleans Concert Choir, which you may or may not know is going to be performing at Carnegie Hall this month. But they perform here too. That's something people can do. And I just made a note here for local people. Window shopping in the French Quarter in Magazine Street. That's something that local people may not even take advantage of.
I know now you also had a wonderful, for the first time, I went to the Riverwalk. Beautiful, beautiful. I used to, sometimes I would have to go to places like Ventura in Florida to go shopping for Neiman's Marcus. We have a Neiman's Marcus last call right here. There is so much. I am so blessed to be living in this beautiful city that has so much to offer. And I want you to know that there's all kind of events that are free. By the way, there is also another side that I want to recommend. It's called Lafayette News. My friend Frank Stansberry And he has a calendar that tells you everything. And if you read my blog, I put his link to his calendar because he goes into detail all kind of entertainment.
Now, who is this again?
Frank Stansberry, Lafayette News.
Lafayette News.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If you go to
All right.
Facebook,
now,
you find
I
it.
want to talk about something that is not part of your regular reporting, and that is theater in New Orleans.
Oh, my
you're
God.
not a theater reviewer, but I want to talk about what is an amazing development of theater.
Oh, it's
I
amazing.
want to start with the big ones. We've got Mahalia Jackson, which
Yes.
brings in great shows. The
Sanger.
renovated Sanger, which is beautiful. I mean, they did a great restoration, and they're bringing in Broadway shows and other events. The Civic Theater has been restored.
Wonderful. I love it
And
too.
they've got great shows. And then the Orpheum is in the process of being restored.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
All right, so this was the big theaters. I'm going to talk about more than that. And then there's the Tulane Summer Lyric Theater, which are first-class productions. The other universities all have drama departments,
That's
which
right.
put on shows. UNO does, Delgado
Loyola.
does, and then we cannot overlook JPAS, the Jefferson
Which is opening
Parish.
up.
And their new facility is opening, but even prior to that, they have put on high quality
Oh, I
production.
love that show.
Now, that is the major theaters.
La Petite Theater.
And Le Petit, And then I want to talk about, it's overwhelming the number of small theaters that
Marini
have
Theater,
opened
right by
all
my house.
over this city.
Yes.
Now, with quality performances. Now, this used to be called amateur theater. They're not amateurs anymore. They're maybe non-professional. Back in our earlier days, there were two theaters, Le Petit and Gallery Circle. I mean, for local productions. That was it. I was on the board of Gallery Circle Theater, which is no longer there. So, but there were two theaters. Now you can't count them.
I know.
They are all over this city, and they are, in fact, putting on very good production. You read the Times-Picayune, and I presume also in the Advocate. They will tell you what live shows are presently, and new ones and ones that are still running. So anyone interested in theater can see what's happening. In addition to that, we have the museums, a number of kinds of museums.
Yeah, and they have on Wednesday.
A what?
They are, I think on Wednesday they are free to go to the New Orleans Museum of Art. So you have to check, and especially if there are people like me who are seniors.
Yes.
They have a special, or sometimes
Okay.
they're free too. And
That's the New Orleans Museum of Art.
Right.
There's a museum of
the Ogden Museum, or the Ogden Southern Art Museum.
and there's the African American Museum.
But you know what also we got that is wonderful? We had the museum, the Southern Food and Beverage Museum,
Museum,
and that is big.
And
And, then
people-
they just open up the, what is it called, the Jazz, right there. That street, that area is becoming real hot. That is Urban Mayfield, the New Orleans music. Edwin Mayfield, you know,
Yes.
he has that now. That it's called Jazz Marketplace or something like that.
And where
In
is that?
Orita
Oh,
Castle.
all right.
Yeah.
You mean the new one that was just recently
Yes, I
opened?
was there for the
It's
opening.
a beautiful facility, yes.
Oh my God, the bar is to die for.
All right. And then I have to say this, which is also something that the tourists enjoy that local people could. They can visit art galleries. Doesn't cost anything.
That's right.
Some of them may be having special showings.
Every week
All right,
they have
but the
a
art
opening.
galleries are both in the French Quarter
And
on
Julia.
and Magazine Street. You know, they're just many art galleries, which don't cost, which are free. You can just
Free.
visit the art galleries, and then there are
And you know
very.
what also I like very much is to go to auction houses.
Oh.
And every month they have a free preview before, like New Orleans auction, which is now moved, okay, to Joseph Street. They have now every Thursday, once a month, before the auction, they have a free preview, and there's so much food and so much wine,
And
and
they-
this is a wonderful place to meet people, to see what things are going for, what you
Yeah.
may have treasures in your house. I tell you, Harry, my problem is that I only have one life and just one me.
I understand your limitation. Now, there's something that I go to regularly, and it's the Park and Parkways, something with the stars. What's it called?
Oh yes, I'm one of the stars.
What is it
Yeah.
called? Something
Oh
with the stars.
God, you know.
Anyway, every year they have this event,
Agalia Hall.
and they have good food
Oh.
and drink, and if you like that sort of thing, you get to meet celebrities like
I was one of the
Margarita
stars. That's
Bergen.
right. And a lot of the media personalities are
and
there.
and media people.
And they have auctions too, because I donated to them
Yes,
too
yes.
every year too. There's so
And
much
then
going on.
I can mention the aquarium, which is absolutely first class.
And then just at the aquarium. And do you know that now we have like a rolling river at the Audubon Zoo, in which you have like a mile long? It's a wonderful new addition. So you could actually get in rolling waters going
Oh,
down.
well,
That's
I didn't
new.
know. Okay.
Yeah, that just opened up last month.
All right.
And by the way, before I forget, you know, Cinco de Mayo is
Cinco de
coming
Mayo.
up, and there's going to be a big celebration
Where
at
is that?
Lafayette Square.
In Lafayette Square. Okay.
No, Lafayette Square. No,
Lafayette Square.
Right,
Okay,
right.
in downtown New Orleans.
Yes, that's right, across
Well,
from Gallia Hall.
and then we don't want to overlook the Audubon Zoo.
Well, that's what I mean. The Audubon Zoo, you know, I'm going to confess to you, I had never been there during the daytime, so I must make it a point because I've never
Yes.
seen the animals, I'll be honest with you. I always go there when there is a
Well,
party.
you understand, and
I'm going to get free tickets they're going to treat me to spend a day at the Audubon Zoo, which I
that's
love
good.
to do.
A member of our organization, and we meet at an auditorium out at the zoo, and I always tell
You
them
mean
that
at the-
I always
the-
tell them that they could go back into the zoo and visit their relatives.
They're so
All
funny.
right. Well, we got that going, and let's see what else.
Well, you know, what I wanted to tell you is that it used to be that I could get away for the summer. I had such a hard time just going away for 3 days because there is so much going
You
on.
missed 3 days worth of activity.
I know, and it was like, oh my God, forgive me, please. I just needed to restore and recharge my energy, and somewhere I usually go to Destin or something like that. But what I wanted to tell you is right now is the time in which we just, oh yes, the New Orleans Ballet is having their last production, which is coming at Jose Limon. That's going to be next week. So what's going to happen is that usually October is when the beginning of the cultural season again. We would have the ballet, the symphony, the opera. They all just concluding this time.
Okay,
you know,
and
so-
that's when the hot summer is over, and you
yeah, but there
have
is so
nice
much going
weather.
on. We are going
Oh,
to
yeah.
be having we just finished this weekend. We finished in the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Last weekend was the French Quarter Festival. So
Yeah.
guess what? Coming up, we are going to have the Louis Armstrong Satchmo Jazz Festival. So it's always so much going on.
Absolutely.
And it's just go out, enjoy it. It's so much that the city has to offer. I'm always talking about it.
Well, it's something that tourists do that I think local
yes.
people will enjoy is you can take the steamboat from the French Quarter up to Audubon Park and
That's
back.
right. I've done that. It's very,
And,
very
you know,
nice.
and that, and I guess a lot of local people don't even know you can do that. And occasionally they do something at night on the steamboat with some entertainment and food, and that comes up.
Yes, of course. You have
occasionally.
what they have. No, the Natchez, they have a like dinner aboard with a jazzy dinner.
Yes.
But also, I want to tell you, New Orleans has become so popular now. We having a lot more big ships making calls in New Orleans. So
Yes.
you have, I think we have, every week you see this beautiful big ships coming in from Carnival Cruise, I think Crystal, all this great, they are coming in. And I get to meet, being where I am, I get to meet people from all over the world. A lot of Canadians, a lot of people from South Africa. So now you pass by my gallery, I found out, I said, it's stupid, I'm selling the cards, the postcard, why don't I so I go to the post office and I buy the stamps so that it would be easier for them. I don't charge any extra except whatever they cost me, but the idea is that it is we like to extend our southern hospitality to this city.
Uh-huh.
And we are very lucky that we have so much to offer.
We do, and I think that if they wanted to select the city in the world that has the most parades, we would win hands down. People have parades here for just about anything.
That's right.
So,
But if we don't-
people don't have to wait till Mardi Gras to see a parade.
Yes, and if we don't have a festival, we create a festival. Like this weekend, I think it's the Crawfish Festival is
The
happening.
crawfish in-
Beaubreche, something like that.
Probably.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
all
know.
right. Well, Margarita, we've got a couple of minutes left, and I'm giving it to you. Oh, by the way, tell people how to get to your blog, and that way they can keep up with what you know.
Just Google Margarita Bergen. That's all you have
Just
to do. And it will
Margarita
tell you
Bergen.
Margarita Bergen, and you will see my weekly blog is always online.
And
it's
if you-
all
and if
close
pe-
to New Orleans.
And if people wanted you to send it
Please
to
do.
them,
My email is margaritabergen@hotmail.com.
but then someone could say, "Put me on your blog list."
Yes.
And then they will get that.
Yeah,
they will
because
get it.
I love to have people know about what's going on in the city,
Yes.
and it's free.
Okay. Well, you have anything else
Well,
you want?
yeah. You didn't mention my birthday, and that you were tell them about that
I
experience.
didn't mention that because it wasn't open to the public.
Yes, it was.
Well-
I told everybody who wanted to join me
Okay,
to do it, but
all
we
right.
did have to pay somebody to.
These were people that you notified. But let me just say this. We had a very nice celebration of Margarita's birthday, not to mention how many years it was, but at Galatoire's, it was first class, and we all enjoyed it, and we hope you have many more. And for you folks watching our show, it's been a pleasure having you here. We hope that you will be addicted to watching our program.